Yeah, I think the problem I have with the coverage that I've seen is that it was often lacking in historical context. There was a kind of breathlessness about it, and I think anybody who's been watching Korea and watching North Korea South Korea interactions for a long period of time, as I have, feels like, well, okay, I know this movie, I've seen this movie. And there are new actors and the slight differences in the setting for the script, but basically we're following a pretty familiar path. And I think the two Koreas have at many times and gone back to each other, if you will, when they felt threatened by or in some ways felt the fear of abandonment by their great power allies. And you know, the one historical reference point that I haven't seen anybody make, but for me it's very important, is the first North-South joint statement, which was actually made quite deliberately, I think, on July 4th, 1972. And that was when the former KCIA director during the Park Chung-hee era went to Pyongyang. And they issued this statement where they said, you know, desire for peaceful reunification and, you know, sort of the sort of mutual understanding of the two Koreas with each other, reunification of the fatherland. I mean, this is rhetoric that was repeated, of course, again in 1992 during the No Tae-woo regime. I mean, go back and look at the joint declaration on denuclearization issued by the two Koreas in 1992. I mean, the language of that is far more extensive and, you know, kind of bold than what we saw this week. And then, not to mention, you know, the declarations from 2000, when I think the Kim Dae-jung summit, which was, of course, the real, I think, if you will, breakthrough moment in North-South relations. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing I saw there that I haven't seen or read before. But obviously, the context is different because, you know, this is a North Korea which has established itself as a nuclear weapons state. So it's acting with a confidence and with a goal that I think is a little different than was before. But it's also North Korea that's under significant stress and pressure. So the main thing for me is this is a process driven by the two Koreas and not by the United States, not by China. I mean, we're part of it, but at the moment, it's a Korean-driven process.